views and opinions shared by our guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Northstar or its team.
Well, we all wonder from time to time how we're doing compared to everyone else. A brand new report just released recently shows the average retiree net worth has jumped to nearly $288,000. But is that number a green light or warning sign? Joining us is George Fossing and Zach Jenkins from Northstar Financial and Retirement Planning. George and Zach, $288,000 kind of sounds like a lot of money, right? To some, but in today's economy, is it enough to go the distance?
Well, I think part of that is, are they including the home value, right? Because that's net worth includes usually your home, which is really not something you can sell for income, or you got to live, have a place to live.
Right.
So it's a rather low number. I think what's important when we take these type of stats into account, they're kind of misleading. I think it's a good conversation starter.
Right.
But really, it comes down to fundamentally, your home. How much what's your debt? What's your income needs? What's your Social Security going to look like? How much of your money is taxable? Is it an IRA or after tax or Roth accounts? So these variables really do matter. So it's like I said, it's a good starting point.
Right.
But I think if you're including a home, if you're here in the upstate, what's the average cost? Home's got to be, I don't know, $350, right? And so you're already behind in the game. So again, I think that's a reference point, a good conversation starter. But we need to be a little bit more intelligent with that, a little bit more. Let's do our due diligence and dig in. So remember, we always talk about retirement is always income.
Right.
Right. So we need to build around that. That's a good starting point.
Right. Well, it's funny because we used to talk back in the day, and we're like $1 million for some reason. That seemed like the magic number.
Yeah, sure.
And then you start breaking things down, and you're like, well, no one would laugh at $1 million. That's still, you're kind of like, I mean, once you start looking at costs and taxes and health care and this.
And that becomes people's biggest concern, right?
Yeah.
If they're going to go from a place of having a guaranteed paycheck that they're used to every couple of weeks to, hey, now I see the cost of these different items going up, real estate, groceries, whatever it might be. Will my money last?
Right.
And so that's what it really comes to. I like how George brought up debt. A lot of the people that we work with, if they're approaching retirement, for a lot of them, one of their goals is maybe the mortgage, maybe not, but to be debt free.
Right.
If they have a mortgage, that's fine, but debt free otherwise, or getting really close to it. And most of our clients who are retired, they may have a mortgage, but that would be the only debt they have. That's a big one. Yeah,
because some of the report too said that some of the retirees are carrying more debt into the golden years, like car loans, even student loans.
You've seen a lot more of that now.
Wow.
People are doing a lot more borrowing. What are car prices going for? I haven't bought a vehicle in a long time, but it's gotten kind of crazy. What's a truck
like
cost?
50, 60.
I mean, a truck can be over.
And they got insurance, and you got to have an extended
$100,000.
warranty with these things now, right? And you start looking at this, it's huge.
Yes.
So it's the real world.
Right.
Right? So what are you going to do? So really taking that into account, what we've got to be able to do, folks out there, you got to maximize what you can, as safe as you can, at what you have saved for. So people that are watching this maybe a year or two into retirement, doing okay in an up market, but what happens, not if,
but when
the market goes down, what's the plan going to look like?
Right.
What do you do? Stop spending, stop going on vacation? I don't know. But that's really what, when you're planning for retirement, remember we talk about this, you really have to plan for at least 15 to 25 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
We're seeing people retire earlier too, so it's even more important.
So the first step, if we like to give people like kind of marching orders here, so we need a first step to really kind of strengthen that plan. So when we retire, we have.
Well, the big thing is what we see, those first appointments are really critical. There's no obligation. We don't pressure anybody. Come in, let's talk, and see where you are.
Yeah.
Right? Let's do an inventory. Could build a mini plan. We get a good idea if there's some areas that need to be really worked on. Hey, this is this is something we need to get on or not. But our team here really does a really good job of that. Also, tax savings opportunities, things like that.
I want to bring up, I feel like the most important thing is time. Right?
Yeah.
We don't know when markets are going to do what they're going to do. We just know markets go up and down. You can't control it if something like that happens your first 5 years in retirement. What you want to make sure you don't do is have to sit on the sideline because you didn't properly prepare. So having an income plan, knowing that your safe money is available but also working for you until you need it. These are it's just a list of check items that we go down with everybody and helping them build a plan. because we encourage people to go on those go-go years. We
Yeah.
encourage people to go out and have fun, especially those first 10 or so years of retirement. They want to be able to do that.
We started building this picture wall in our office where people are on vacations, when and where, because it's really so much fun when they come and we talk about it. And there's your picture. There are clients up in Morocco riding camels. It's our first one up there. It's so much fun.
Cool.
But that's the way it should be.
Yes.
You got to have a little bit of fun.
Like
your wardrobe, by the way. I can't let this go. Are you competing with Jamarcus, or what's the deal here?
He came in his suit
we've
today.
got to start. We got to start zipping ourselves up. We're kind of getting lost in the background.
I'll let you borrow some clutter, George. Don't you worry. That'll be for another day. But seriously, thank you all so much.
Thanks.
Great talk. And listen, this is not just about what you have, but it's really about how you use it. So check that your plan is aligned. If you would like to set up a meeting with our friends from Northstar and get these kind of, goals for you, you can give them a call right now. The number right there on your screen, 864-707-9633. There's also a QR code that you can go to and set up that meeting. So thank you to Zach and the entire Northstar financial team.